Paige VanZant was best known for her fights in the UFC and had a lot of options to choose from after she left UFC 2 years ago. So whom did she choose from her many suitors and why? We have all the deets, so stay with us and watch this video till the end for some exciting news from your favorite sport. First up, let's talk about the suitor who won her heart. Okay, our bad, it's suitors in plural. 2 suitors got the green light from her. VanZant first signed a deal with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC, and after that, she also signed an additional deal with All Elite Wrestling, AEW, last year. The question is, why though? Paige said in an interview with GiveMeSport.com that she was very excited that AEW let her work with them, and they also let her do the other things that she wanted to do. Their flexibility lured Paige in, as she didn't have to completely stop being a bare knuckle boxer or a professional fighter or retire from her sport. Paige was full of praises for AEW and said that they were an awesome organization to work with, as they were flexible with her, knowing that she was going to step away for a while she prepared for her fight, but still would continue to be a part of their show. The next logical question is, why not WWE? Well, the thing with WWE was that they were being clingy and weren't letting our girl have her freedom. The 28-year-old former MMA fighter said that she had a very lucrative chance to sign with WWE 2 years ago as a free agent, but it didn't happen. Turns out that WWE reached out to her manager, but the timing wasn't right for her. Also, she said that with WWE, one had to drop all their other organizations as they were an exclusive organization. So, you see, a girl gotta do what a girl gotta do. Okay, so is a deal with WWE in her future? VanZant doesn't know about that, as she just deals with the opportunities that are in front of her. When asked whether she'd consider WWE in the future, she said that she hadn't thought about that. Also, she didn't have to think about the AEW offer for long, as it was something that she just couldn't turn down. So if something like that pops up in her future, she'll think about it then. Now, time to hear Paige's thoughts about her switch from MMA to wrestling. Paige said that she knew that pro wrestling was going to be something that she was really good at because she'd always been extremely athletic, and there was a lot of crossover and correlation between MMA and pro wrestling. According to Paige, the training process was pretty easy and fun. She admitted that it took a lot of hard work, but it was a skill that she picked up relatively quickly. She also rated her first match and said that she was prepared for it, and according to her, she did pretty well. You see, she needs no Dana White to sing her praises. She is enough for herself. Next up, Paige wants to let everyone know that she doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. The former MMA fighter's last appearance in Dana White's event took place in July 2020 on the main card of Kamaru Usman's clash with Jorge Masvidal at UFC 251 in Abu Dhabi. After that, she signed a contract with BKFC and made her in-ring debut last year after signing with the company. But our girl wasn't having the best time in her fights, as she faced back-to-back losses to Britain Hart and Rachel Ostovich. And now she has to face Charisa Sigala in the co-main event of BKFC 27, which is taking place in London on August 20th. When asked about her thoughts on the fight, Paige said that she was only doing this fight for herself, and now she just does what she wants to do. Her freedom comes with the ideal position that she's in, as she's been smart financially. For her, the true definition of wealth is being able to spend your time doing whatever you truly want to do with it, and for her, she wants to fight. So this fight in bare knuckle boxing was what she wanted to do, and she didn't want to prove anything to anybody. She's just gonna be out there doing her thing and being the best possible, toughest person that she can. And this is where she sees her true value. Next, VanZant thinks her contract with BKFC is a win for her as a woman. The thing that we like about our girl is that she always sees the best in her, even when the whole world is putting her down. So when the whole fighting community was busy highlighting her back-to-back 2 defeats in the BKFC, Paige was busy patting herself on the back. She was as driven and confident as ever, and said there weren't many women who would be willing to do something like that, as BKFC was a new sport, but she sees it as a big learning curve. She also thinks that BKFC is gaining momentum now, as there are a lot more females that are signing up with the promotion, and it doesn't take a lot of wins for you to be ranked in the top field. As for her, she's just excited to go out there and fight again. Again, the thing that we love about Paige is the way that she talks about herself. Paige said that there were a lot of people who had one fight in bare knuckle boxing, but there weren't a lot who would have 2 or more. But as for her, she already got 10 rounds of bare knuckle boxing under her belt, and still, there she was, planning for another fight. Now, let's see what Paige thinks about her fight with her opponent, Charisa Sigala. Paige prophesied for the fight to be exciting, as both she and Sigala were brawlers, and they always brought that element in their fights. Another reason for Paige's prediction was that Sigala recently battled with another girl who was fighting for the title. So Paige just knows that Sigala is going to be extremely tough. Paige hyped up her fight more by saying that it had the potential for fight of the night. For newbies, the fight between Santiago Ponzinibbio and Michelle Pereira in Octagon is referred to as fight of the night. She also wants everyone in London to come watch her fight, as she thinks it's going to be an amazing one, as there's going to be a fight between MVP and Mike Perry too. And according to Paige, that could be one of the greatest fights of all time. Now, let's see what's in other related news. First up, MVP vows to entertain his fans ahead of his fight with Mike Perry at BKFC 27. Looks like Paige isn't the only one who thinks that the fight between MVP and Mike Perry is gonna be a worthy one. The legends themselves think so too. Michael Venom Page, MVP, said that if his fight with Mike Perry was going to be one thing, it would be entertaining, as Perry was a big character, and Page liked to put up a show, so an exciting and entertaining fight was a given. This is going to be the 35-year-old's bare knuckle boxing debut. So Venom warned Perry ahead of their fight that Perry wouldn't know what hit him until it was too late. Damn, we'd be careful if we were Perry. Next up, Mike Perry has some vile thoughts about MVP ahead of their fight. Mike Platinum Perry is indeed a character, as MVP said. Perry said at the BKFC 27 press conference that Paige should be worried, as he didn't know what he was letting himself in for in his bare knuckle debut. He warned Paige that he'd be entering a world of pain on August 20th. Also, he's gonna leave some nasty cuts on MVP's face. He didn't stop at that and screamed into the camera and called MVP a slippery little snake boy that he was coming after, and that MVP should be worried, as he was going to meet a psychopath. Last up, Dana White is full of praise for Kamaru Usman. The Nigerian Nightmare, aka Kamaru Usman, has a rematch scheduled against Leon Edwards on August 20th in Salt Lake City, following his initial victory 7 years ago. The 34-year-old currently holds the record for the most consecutive wins at welterweight in UFC history, so naturally Dana White can't stop singing praises for the fighter. Speaking at a press conference, Dana said that it was time to start talking about Kamaru Usman, as he was one fight away from tying Anderson Silva, and he had already beaten John Jones and GSP. And if he beats Edwards in his next fight, he'll tie with Anderson Silva. But that wasn't the first time that Dana praised Usman. Speaking on TalkSport, he said Usman was the best ever, and he was the best welterweight of all time, and he was on his way to GOAT status. That's a wrap for this video. So what do you think about Paige VanZant's decision? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button for more videos like this. See you at the next one.